Hello guys, welcome to the channel Final Whistle, where we give you exclusive updates, fresh as today on all sporting activities, stories and events, pre and post match analysis, and of course in-depth match analysis. It's also good to know that aside YouTube, we are on all other social media platforms. On Facebook, Final Whistle 931, on Twitter, now known as X, Final Whistle 931, and on TikTok, Final Whistle 931. As you watch and share our videos, we urge you to like and drop your comment in the comment section. Let your voice be heard so that we can know how to serve you better on our production. The European nights are upon us once more in this new season and pattern of draws across the UEFA competitions. While it looks short for some other clubs, it is looking more like the long night in the movies Game of Thrones, as some clubs have not had the best of start to the new season. But that is by the way. Today's production takes us down to Portugal, FC Porto to be precise, as we have one of the most exciting new names in world football. This name generated a saga between the buying and the selling club. This transfer shocked the most dependable and renowned journalist as sport is concerned, as Fabrizio Romano had already posted "Here we go," confirming the player's move to West London, Chelsea, from Atletico Madrid for £35 million. But sadly, it did not happen, as up to today, we don't have concrete reasons as to why that deal actually fell. Samu Omorodion, born to a Nigerian father and a Spanish mom, was raised in Melilla, Spain, and has represented them at all youth level and has not been capped so far by Spain in the senior level. According to reports and some inside sources, he's open to playing for the Super Eagles if the right project is submitted to his representative. Believe me, this is realistic, as we have seen few and less black players representing Spain, if not for the recent Nico Williams and Yemi Lamal. He was signed from Atletico Madrid, his parent club, where he did not make a senior appearance, but impressed when he was sent out on loan to Deportivo Alaves in La Liga, and he went on to make 9 goals from 35 matches and a single assist. This earned him his £15 million move to Portuguese giant, where he has settled in, scoring 7 goals in 6 matches. And I won't lie to you, witnessed him firsthand in the second group match against Manchester United, one of the giants in the Premier League, and should I say former giant in the Premier League, as he actually disturbed these people, if I'm not mistaken. Wow, he terrorized the league, terrorized the so-called butcher, and I think what we actually saw in that game actually justifies some reason that is an exciting name, and with what we have currently in the Super Eagles, believe me, it will be a great addition. I don't want to take away anything from the NFF that they're actually slow in decision makings, because if you remember 2 months ago, if I'm not mistaken, we actually brought you a production concerning Samu Omorodion, how Chelsea wanted to actually acquire him, as they actually deemed Samu Omorodion as a close substitute to Victor Osimhen. Believe me, Chelsea actually saw something in him, and has he failed to deliver? No, he has not failed to deliver. On that note, like I said, 7 goals in 6 appearances for FC Porto side. You can actually argue that the Portuguese league is actually lower than the Premier League, the physicality of the Premier League, La Liga and Italian Serie A. But believe me, this guy met in Manchester United. You understand that? Actually picked up a point in the Premier League, and they actually came from 2 goals down to actually get a point. Manchester United actually drew that game from the last corner kick that Harry Maguire actually got on to score from a powerful free kick. But that is by the way. Samu Omorodion is an exciting name. Like I said, it's rare for us to see black players actually play for the Spanish side, but this is a guy, like I said, who was born to a Nigerian father and a Spanish mom, though he has represented Spain at all youth level, capped for them at all youth level, but so far has not made a senior appearances for the Spanish side. And the NFF have actually met with his representative once or twice to actually convince him of the right project to actually play for the Super Eagles. Our hope for this player is not for it to be like a Dominic Solanke one, where we actually had the opportunity to actually bring him to the family, but I felt NFF actually left it late, as there were delays in that process, and they didn't actually materialize. I've seen him now going to be rocking the 3 Lions jersey, and regardless, we want to say we don't want to actually mix out on exciting. Like I said, if you have the best project, if you have the best coaches, if you have the best system, these players will want to come freely. And there's something I want to tell you, our viewers, is the fact that if we look at Ademola Lookman, when he actually switched his allegiance from England to Nigeria, he was also a young player, and believe me, he had to take a lot of convincing. If I'm not mistaken, I think NFF actually met his representative 2 or 3 times. According to Genetro, our former coach, during the time Ademola Lookman actually switched his allegiance to play for Nigeria, Genetro in his words said they had to take 3 times for them to actually convince Ademola Lookman and his representative to actually switch to Nigeria. So regardless, it is going to be a tough one to actually get him. But like I said, beating him once, twice, I think it's not going to be a bad thing. And I want the recruitment process to be at a younger age. He's a 20 years old striker and he's a goal poacher. Believe me, Manchester United fans can actually testify to this, as he scored a lot of powerful goals, and we actually saw him equalize and actually got on the score sheets to actually put the Portuguese side ahead. But regardless, they actually draw that match. He has a lot of pace to his game. He has power. If you see him, 20 years old for that kind of body, I think a lot of people argue with me that it's probably more than 20. But we know European players and their database, so automatically they're actually spot on with his age. He has good power on both feet, as we can actually see the way he actually skyrocketed that second goal. Top proof, I'm telling you. Onana know where the goal will be, but that's by the way. He actually scored a nice header too against Manchester United, and like I said, he scores all type of goals and good power. You understand? We saw him muzzle the likes of Martinez, the butcher, as Manchester United fans like to call him, the late and every other thing too. I don't think adapting to the African system will actually be a problem for him. And what a good shot power. We saw him in the second goal actually score. Good shot power, good technique. And one of his strong attributes is also his aerial duels won. Coming about 9 duels aerially, and he actually won them all against Let and the rest. We know how physical this thing might be, but he actually shone and he actually shows. I think if that match was an exhibition for the NFF and whatsoever, I think they were actually entertained, and this is a move that we shouldn't sleep on because it might actually be happening. And with the African qualifiers coming, with Osimhen injured for about 6 weeks, and we can actually predict a name that might actually replace him, I'm looking at this kind of player as a possible replacement, not just for this call-up, but for the nearest future. Osimhen is aging, whether we like it or not. Osimhen is 26 years old. In 3-4 years now, we won't have Osimhen as the same kind of player. Samu Omorodion is a 20 years old player that we can actually integrate into the system now, and bit by bit he will actually give us numbers. I think this is the difference between African football, or let me precise, Nigerian football, is that we don't like to take correction or adjust to things while it's still fresh. As we have seen other countries actually inculcate other players. We have seen teams building from the scratch. You see Yemi Lamar, for God's sake, you understand, a 17, 18 years old player playing at the topmost competition in Euros, and they actually won it. So this is the time that we need to convince these players while they're actually young to come and wear the green and white, and I think the NFL should actually do something about it so that to avoid a Dominic Solanke replay on us, because that deal, I will not lie to you, it was a painful deal, because I'm looking for a close substitute to Victor Osimhen. Like I said, Boniface is not an outright striker. Over a year since he made his debut, he has not scored for Nigeria. I'm not trying to give him some lashes or whatever. I'm just trying to say that what if we need to look outside the box? What if we need to look for a partner for him? We have seen teams play 4-4-2. We have seen teams play different kind of formations. Even Boniface is not relied upon as a lone striker in Bayern Leverkusen. So why should a country like Nigeria, a football nation, should rely on Victor Boniface alone? So we need to have options. Look at the goalkeeping sector, for example. Now it's covered with the likes of Maduka Okoye and Stanley Wabali. We have competitions there. Look at our right back, our centre backs, every other thing. So that striking role is something we need to look out for. Like I said, we have given time to Paulo Nacho. He's not working for you. Sarah Murphy is not that guy for us. So I think the NFF should not sleep on this. We don't want another repeat of what happened to Dominic Solanke. Try and get this Samu Omorodion Egewa. Like I said, he's eligible to play for Nigeria. It will display on your screen. His profile, there's Nigeria flag there and there's the Spanish flag there. The good thing is a black player. He's not capped by Spain yet. And like I said, I tried down the history. How many black players have actually represented Spain? So of more recent, Yemi Lamal now and Nico Williams. But regardless, this is a move I want the NFL to actually make. They've actually made the first contact, as we reported 2 months ago, but we should do our due diligence and actually see it through. The NFL may want to try to do this one. I no get problem with that. And that is all for us on this production. Don't forget, we have series of production coming your way. Chelsea Corner with official last. I like to refer to myself as an official #1 Chelsea supporter in the whole of Africa. So stay with me every morning as I bring you exclusive stories concerning Chelsea, Nigeria tactics, player ratings, and everything regarding Chelsea. And of course, tactical crossfire with AY, as is the brain behind how the managers actually effect their formations to actually win game. Is the man that will bring you the 4-2-3-1s, the 3-5-1, and all formations regarding football. And we have Nigeria Corner with Charles every Tuesday, as it brings you an insight of how Nigerian players have actually fared both home and abroad. And that is all from us. Like I said, make sure you drop your comment on how we can actually improve on our production. See you guys next time. Thank you.